What happened to all the willful defaulters, people who have taken big money, 𝗕𝗵𝗿𝘁, Nirav Modi, all of them. Somehow, even Vijay Mallya, before they can be arrested, somebody from the government tells them, please leave. And they disappear. And not to be seen again. And that money that they borrowed, your money and my money, not to be seen again. That's the story under Modi Sarkar. Next. Next, forward please. Yeah. And this is not just at the national level. At the state level, we have just thrown out a 40% commission government. And you would have seen this very famous 𝗕𝗵𝗵𝗁 notice, because that's what the government was all about, extortion here in Karnataka. Next. Madhya Pradesh, elections coming up. Remind people about the 𝗕𝗵𝗵 scam. Lots of these everywhere. But ultimately, you know that if someone is corrupt, they can go through a Ganga Snan by joining the BJP. 𝗕𝗵𝗵𝗁 had cases against him. The moment he joined the BJP, all those cases, the files have disappeared. Like this happens everywhere. Next. Most importantly, these people talk national security. Next. What is happening in the northern borders? Again, over the summer, you're seeing intensifying Chinese activity on the line of actual control. And here, Chinese killed our soldiers, entered, occupied a huge portion of our land, and at the end of it, what did the Prime Minister say? Koi gusa nahi. Okay, nobody has come, and gave a clean chit to China. Next. Okay, look and see, you can hide data, you can stop the internet, but you can't stop satellite pictures. And when you see satellite pictures, the same location, 2019 is like that on the left, 2020 it's in the middle, like that. So much construction has taken place, and everywhere you can see recent construction, it's visible. But the Prime Minister, continues to stall and deny. This is a matter of national security. Let's remember that. Next. And the Northeast is burning. In the Northeast, there have been armed clashes between the police forces of Meghalaya and, again in Mizoram. Multiple state polices have been killing each other. That is what is going on under Home Minister Amit Shah. Next. You're seeing what's going on in Manipur. And after 70 plus days, the Prime Minister finally spoke on the first day of Parliament, outside Parliament. And when he spoke, it is because that video of the sexual assault came out in the public domain. And that video was taken 70 days earlier or 55 days earlier, whatever, right? And the Prime Minister, instead of saying, I will do something about Manipur, tries to bring in Chhattisgarh, tries to bring in Rajasthan. Manipur, there's an armed rebellion. There are communal killings between ethnic groups, and the Prime Minister brings in other states. Next. Military modernization, not enough funds are being allocated. Next. You saw what happened with the 𝗕𝗵𝗵𝗁 scheme. In the process, they may not recruit enough people for the armed forces who will be there on a sustained manner. You will also be sending out 80% of the people every year who will be trained in armed forces but unemployed. So it's not a very good scheme, but that's what this government has come up with. Next. And if there is one signature contribution of Modi Sarkar in 9 years, or the BJP, it is hatred. More tension. The blood pressure of India has gone up in the last 9 years. People have learned to hate each other openly and attack each other violently. Next. Yeah. Hate crimes, lynching of minorities. Next. Look at what was there in UPA years. In the blue, 25 instances. But In the first 5 years of Modi Sarkar, 10 times that, 262 instances of communal violence. These are only what is reported. Next, the bulldozer, which Yogi Adityanath is famous for, which Mama Shivraj is famous for now. The ultimate rejection of rule of law, of the constitution, is bulldozer politics, where people who have been accused of something will find their houses demolished, okay? And their families, their children, everyone will suffer. Next, hijab bans, keeping girls out of college in Karnataka is a result of this government's ideology. Next, atrocities on Dalits and tribals have increased, again on sexual minorities, all gone up under Modi Sarkar. Next, injustice against women. Many of our sisters are here. Next, crimes against women have gone up considerably under the BJP. Next, we have a rape crisis. The 𝗕𝗵𝗵𝗁 fund is not being used. Conviction for rape is not happening. Next, and you saw that Sengar was allowed to get away for a long time, and is accused of killing the families of the victim. Similarly, in Kathua, that little girl Asifa was murdered, and these people were out there, BJP people were with them. Next, what happened to the women wrestlers? Did Modi ji respond? Did the BJP MP get sacked? No. Next, worse, even their ability to work has come down, and labor force participation of women has dropped. Next, Asha workers, Anganwadi workers are not getting their payment. Next, democracy and institutions have been continuously attacked. Next, Parliament is under a big washout. Next, press freedom, enough and more attacks on press freedom. Independent journalists have all been kicked out. Next, social media has been captured. When the Manipur picture came out, video came out, they said they're going to attack Twitter. This is the reaction. Next, Pegasus. I don't know whether my phone is tapped. Let me just say, hello Amit Bhai, 𝗕𝗵𝗁, all okay? Okay, just to keep him happy. He may be listening to my speech, we don't know. So anyway, so the point is this sort of thing also happens. Next, okay. They keep putting people in jail under Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, but conviction is very low. So the process is the punishment. Next, Election Commission, they went after a commissioner. CBI, they played with the director. Information Commission rendered toothless. RBI, they kicked out the governors. Next, Judiciary, you remember this press conference of the judges? Because there was political interference. One of them, of course, went with them, Mr. Gogoi. Next. Enforcement Directorate. When you say BJP coalition, BJP, one or two other political parties, ED, CBI, that is the coalition. All these other institutions. Next. Okay. And failed welfare schemes. He talks about Labhartis. Next. What has happened to Ujjwala Yojana? How many women and families have been able to buy a second cylinder? They're not able to. And that is the point you must push out there. Next. Similarly, Digital Mission, Amrut, all rechanged names, name changing, no game changing. Next. Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao program, most money is spent on publicity than on actual activity. Similarly, Manrega, they're not giving enough money to people who deserve it, using technology to cut all that sort of thing. Next, a whole bunch of others. Okay, next. Swachh Bharat, Jal Jeevan, they just announced we've done everything. Has Swachh Bharat, open defecation ended in this country? No. Okay, next. So even underperformance across the board. Next. Welfare schemes is getting less money. Next. For health, education. Next. Food. Next. Education, yeah, go ahead, go on next. Other assistance programs, everything is coming down. And finally, COVID. Until COVID, we could tell that the government's economic management was terrible. Growth was falling after demonetization. They got an excuse with COVID. Now they can blame COVID, but the blame should go to Modi Sarkar. Next, quickly reminding you, Rahul Gandhi warned them. This is a problem. I stood up in the Rajya Sabha and said we should adjourn and take preventive action. Until they overthrew the Madhya Pradesh government, they refused to even think of it as an issue. And then they immediately announced a lockdown, which was so harsh, nobody could prepare. And then we saw the migrants walking, right? You saw that. And they sprayed bleach on them. They expected victory. Next. And promoted fake cures, thali banking, blamed minorities. Next, anyone who reported the problem, arrest them. Next, bye. Okay, they said COVID is over, we are the Vishwa Guru, and then we started running out of oxygen. Next, the second wave was worse. The impact on the economy was tremendous. Our people just lost jobs, lots of businesses shut down. Next, and that we've not recovered from this employment crisis. Next. They announced world's highest amount of foreign aid, and actually it was less than a tenth of it. Next. It's a big jumla. Finish. Next. Yeah. Okay. Next. Go on, boss. And a lot more deaths than we've seen. Just run through the slides. Finish off. That's it. Okay. So, in 9 years, we've had tremendous failures from Modi Sarkar. And what you need to do, especially on youth, 30% of youth having no jobs, you must go out there and communicate to the public. And this material from the AICC Research Department will be with you. Anyone who wants to take it from the Youth Congress, take it. It is ammunition that you can use in our campaigns going forward. All the very best. Jai Youth Congress. Jai Hind.
भारत जोड़ो 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 जन्मकारिणी भारतम मङ्गलागिय भारतम अम्मयाम जनकोडिदन उन्मयागिय भारतम जन्मकारिणी भारतम नन्मलागिय भारतम जन्मकारिणी भारतम नन्मलागिय भारतम हिंद देश के निवासी सभी जन एक है रंग रूप वेश भाषा चाहे अनेक है हिंद देश के निवासी सभी जन एक है रंग रूप वेश भाषा चाहे अनेक है हिंद देश के निवासी सभी जन एक है रंग रूप वेश भाषा चाहे अनेक में एक Malayalam folklore song. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Jodo, jodo. Jodo, jodo. Tannane, tanadana, tannanam, tane. Tannane, tanadana, tannanam, tane. Adillalo, andamillalo, ലക്കാലം പോലായുഗത്തിൽ ആദിയില്ലല്ലോ അന്തമില്ലല്ലോ ലക്കാലം പോലായുഗത്തിൽ രയ്യരയ്യം രയ്യരയ്യം രയ്യര രയ്യര രയ്യരയ്യം 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 രയ്യര രയ്യര രയ്യരയ്യം ആദിയില്ലല്ലോ അന്തമില്ലല്ലോ ലക്കാലം പോലായുഗത്തിൽ ആദിയില്ലല്ലോ അന്തമില്ലല്ലോ ലക്കാലം പോലായുഗത്തിൽ രയ്യരയ്യം രയ്യരയ്യം രയ്യര രയ്യര രയ്യരയ്യം നിന്നെ കാണാൻ എന്നെക്കാളും ചന്തം തോന്നും കുഞ്ഞിപ്പെണ്ണെ എന്നിട്ടെന്തേ നിന്നെ കെട്ടാൻ ഇന്നുവരെ വന്നില്ലാരും നിന്നെ കാണാൻ എന്നെക്കാളും ചന്തം തോന്നും കുഞ്ഞിപ്പെണ്ണെ എന്നിട്ടെന്തേ നിന്നെ കെട്ടാൻ ഇന്നുവരെ വന്നില്ലാരും കാതിലാണേൽ കമ്മലില്ല കഴുത്തിലാണേൽ മാലയില്ല കയ്യിലാണേൽ വളയുമില്ല കാലിലാണേൽ കൊലുസുമില്ല നിന്നെ കാണാൻ എന്നെക്കാളും ചന്തം തോന്നും കുഞ്ഞിപ്പെണ്ണെ എന്നിട്ടെന്തേ നിന്നെ കെട്ടാൻ ഇന്നുവരെ വന്നില്ലാരും എന്നിട്ടെന്തേ നിന്നെ കെട്ടാൻ ഇന്നുവരെ വന്നില്ലാരും കേറിയിരിക്കാങ്ങളെ ഞാനിട്ട പായല് കേറിയിരിക്കാങ്ങളെ ഞാനിട്ട പായല് കേറിയിരിക്കാങ്ങളെ ഞാനിട്ട പായല് കേറിയിരിക്കാങ്ങളെ ഞാനിട്ട പായല് കൈതോല പായ വിരിച്ച് പായേലൊരു പറ നെല്ലു പൊലിച്ച് കാതുകുത്താൻ എപ്പ വരും നിന്റെ അമ്മാവന്മാരു പൊന്നേ കാതുകുത്താൻ എപ്പ വരും നിന്റെ അമ്മാവന്മാരു പൊന്നേ ആ ഏ ഓ ആ ഏ ഓ അപ്പരലി പരല് പൂവാലിപ്പരല് ഇന്നലെ നേരത്ത് പരല് വെള്ളത്തിലോടണല്ല അപ്പരലി പരല് പൂവാലിപ്പരല് ഇന്നലെ നേരത്ത് പരല് വെള്ളത്തിലോടണല്ല ടണ്ടി ടണ്ടി ഹവാ ചലി ടണ്ടി ടണ്ടി ഹവാ ചലി